Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Dralexritza, the cycling doc here in Toronto. I operate Toronto Bike Fit. It is our bike fitting service that we offer as part of our practice. And today I want to help you if you are getting numbness and tingling or pain in your hands with your cycling. No, this is not a video to help with the do-it-yourself bike fit. It is a video to tell you when to get a bike fit and to know if your bike fitter is taking the right approach. So when somebody is getting numbness and tingling in general, or especially in their hands with cycling, we know that there is a nerve issue. Numbness and tingling is the symptom of a nerve problem. Now, usually if it's just on the bike, then there's no damage or significant problem with the nerves. That's usually the issue. Talk to your doctor. If you're getting numbness and tingling on and off the bike, that's a bit of a different story. There might actually be something wrong with the neck or wrong with the nerves that needs to be addressed. Again, talk to your doctor or your local chiropractor. If you're just getting numbness and tingling, it usually means that there's a problem with the nerves leaving the neck. They are being irritated, and it's usually related to these nerves here in the brachial plexus, the nerves that travel from the neck down into the shoulder. Now, most people, when they start to get numbness and tingling in their hands, and they have too much pressure on their hands, usually what they'll do is they'll try to raise the handlebars up, and that will be their attempt to try to take pressure off the hands. But this is absolutely wrong. If you're getting too much pressure on the hands and you raise the bars up, it's just going to put more pressure on the hands. So that is not the solution. Now, as I've said with other videos, if you change the position of the seat, the position of the bars, the position of the feet, everything else on the bike fit needs to be reassessed and maybe adjusted. So please keep in mind that if there is too much pressure on the hands, it also could be a problem with the seat, but usually it is a problem with the bars that we're going to need to correct, and then subsequently the seat. Check all the variables. If you're getting too much pressure on the hands, it is usually because there is an imbalance, there's not enough pressure on the buttock, there's too much pressure on the hands, and usually lowering the stem and lowering the bars is the way to go. That is going to put more pressure on the buttock. It is going to have the buttock held up more by the seat and allow the hands to sit a little bit more freely underneath you. You can imagine when you raise the hands up, you can see how much more compressed and tight and less room there is for those nerves in the brachial plexus to get from the neck down into the hand. And typically nerves do not like when there's not enough room for them to travel. When we lower the bars, we get the hands more underneath us. There's going to be less stress, less irritation, more room for those nerves to travel, less tightness for those nerves to travel through in terms of the muscles. The quickest test that I do when I'm assessing somebody for a fit beyond observation is if we have them set up for their fit, we're assessing, we're looking at them, and I grab their shoulder and there's any amount of tightness, that tells me that they're usually going to find too much pressure on the hands and those bars are going to come down. And one thing I will always look for when I'm doing a fit is when I assess somebody before they step out, before we call it a day, before we say, hey, you're perfect, is if I can grab onto that upper trapezius and the levator scapulae here, and they are nice and soft and fleshy and feel healthy to me, that is a very good indication that we got their fit right, or at least their handlebar position right. And that is usually a great indication that they are no longer going to get numbness and tingling into their hands, and we can take pressure off their hands as long as there's no underlying fundamental issue with their spine. I hope that's helpful. I hope that's going to, first off, tell you if you need a fit. If you're getting numbness and tingling, usually a good sign for a fit, or definitely something you want to check out with your doctor or local chiropractor to make sure it's not an underlying problem. If there's too much pressure on the hands, you're getting a numbness and tingling, now you know there's a pretty good indication that we need either seat a little bit higher and or bars a little bit lower. And I hope that helps you make sure that when you go get your fit, that you know you're in good hands, that you know the person taking care of you knows their stuff. So I'd love if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments below. Of course, there is the asterisk that if the bars are incredibly low, that could be a reason for too much pressure on the hands, typically without the numbness and tingling component. There's usually a bit of an inverted U curve where bars too high and we start lowering them. Less pressure on the hands, less pressure on the hands, less pressure on the hands, ideal. And then as the bars continue to drop lower, more. So it's about finding that perfect spot where there's that tipping point on either side, and that is why you get a bike fit and get somebody to help you. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be safe out there.